If you subscribe to my channel, you know that I shoot outside a lot. I do lots of adventures where I'm hiking or running, and I shoot photo and video to share with you all. One thing that I have been looking for is a good electronic gimbal to stabilize my video. I landed on the DJI Osmo Mobile. I purchased this a couple months ago, and I've been using it ever since. To get started, I'm gonna jump to the end. I do really like this gimbal. I have almost no complaints about it. If you're shooting your video with your phone, if you add this gimbal, you can unapologetically use your phone for video now. The professional quality, smooth video that I'm getting from my iPhone and this gimbal speaks for itself. There, that's it. Review over. Not really. Today I'm going to share footage from my most recent outing with the Osmo Mobile, along with how I came to choose this particular gimbal and more specifics on how it has been performing for me. But I won't be going through lots of specifications here. These are just my thoughts on the process of choosing this and why I chose it, along with actual footage from it. And if you're a SnapChick VIP or a Patreon Glacier and Beyond patron, I also have a behind-the-scenes video for you to watch. I'll tell you how to see that at the end of this video. And by the way, this isn't a sponsored video. Like the majority of my gear, I purchased this guy with my own hard-earned money. You can find a link to it on Amazon in the description below. It is an affiliate link, so you get the same price as if you go to Amazon and search for the Osmo Mobile on your own, but if you use my link, I get a few cents kicked back to me. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk a little bit about how I was shooting before I made this purchase. I've been making videos for a lot of years. In the studio here, I'll use a DSLR, but almost never in the field. Up to now, I've used a few different cameras for video when I'm out in the wild, but I've mostly ended up using my iPhone for the convenience and general reliability. I'll explain more about that as I go. I've used this Nikon V1 from time to time. I've used a handful of different action cams, like this Garmin Verb and these guys, which are similar in style to GoPro, but made by different manufacturers. All of these options have something to offer, but there was something about each one of them that just left me wanting in some way so that they couldn't be the only thing that I shoot with for any particular trip. Either I wanted better battery life, or it didn't lend itself to filming myself in addition to the surroundings. And I have always struggled with getting stable footage. I have used a few different options for that too. My favorite was this small electronic gimbal that I used with one of my GoPro style action cams. Again though, it left something to be desired. Don't get me wrong, everything that I have here has worked as it should. I just wasn't completely satisfied that I had found an ideal solution for the way that I adventure. So here were my requirements when I started looking for something new. Good stability. I mean, the thing actually needs to work. Reliable. I don't want to be fiddling with something to make it work each time I take it out. I just want it to work every time. Durable. I inevitably drop things and shove them into my backpack and use them in the freezing cold, the rain and the snow. Good battery life. The last thing that I want is to be charging up multiple items while I'm out in the field. Ease of use. More often than not, I am dealing with some sort of extreme weather or fatigue. I want something that is easy to use so that I actually use it rather than tossing it into my pack because it's just too much trouble. Simplicity. I don't want to add more to my hiking pack than I need to. There are many companies that make electronic gimbals. I went straight to DJI because I have been so impressed with my Mavic Pro's camera gimbal. The footage it's impressively smooth. I have nothing else to say, even in the less than optimal conditions under which I've flown it. Plus the app that I use to fly is straightforward and reliable. So DJI had a few options for me in their Osmo line of electronic gimbals. The gimbal itself is the same, I believe, but the camera options are where you have to make your decisions. There is the Osmo Pro, which is high-end, and you can use several different lenses with it. There is the Osmo, or Osmo Plus, which has an action cam affixed to it. And then there's the Osmo Mobile, where you clamp your phone in and use it for video. Frankly, I really liked the idea of all three. The Osmo Pro was a little bit expensive for me, though I still kind of have one eye on it. So it was really in between the Osmo and the Osmo Mobile. Did I want to have an all-in-one solution with the Osmo, or go with the Osmo Mobile, save a little money, and use my phone with it for video? Obviously, I went with the Osmo Mobile. Here's why. I have my phone with me all of the time, and I know that it does a good job in autofocusing, and it has great video quality. And this will also be the most long-lasting in my arsenal of video tools because I can change out the video camera as technology advances. I tend to get a new phone every year or two, which means that I'm always working with the latest and greatest. My iPhone currently shoots in 4K at 30 frames per second, though I use 1080p at 60 frames per second most often. When the next iPhone comes out, though, will the low light performance be better, or will it shoot in 4K at 60 frames per second? I have no idea, but I will be able to throw whatever it is into this Osmo Mobile and be good to go. Now that I've been using it for a while, let's go through those requirements that I mentioned earlier. Good stability, check, it's great. I can even run with it. As a comparison, here is some footage without the gimbal, and here is the footage with the gimbal. Reliable, check. The only times that I've had a hiccup was when it was really cold out. We're talking below freezing. And the app on my phone froze momentarily before picking back up, or my phone battery plummeted. Now both of those are phone issues. The iPhone is rated for use down to freezing, and the battery definitely takes a hit when it gets below that. Though I can't prove this, but I think the heat from the Osmo Mobile helps to keep the phone warm enough to operate in those low temperatures. Durable, check. I've used it in snow. I've dropped it more than once. It's still going strong. It's definitely more robust than the other gimbals I've used. It does also come with this sleeping bag, which is fantastic. The device itself folds down almost flat, fits into this bag, and I can slip it into my pack without having to worry about it. Good battery life, check. I've used it for long stretches of time without concern. It also charges really fast. Incidentally, I got an extra battery with my purchase for free. I've never needed to use it though. Ease of use, check. The phone is easy to get in and out of the gimbal. For shooting, I can use the phone on its own with my phone's camera app, or I can use the DJI Go app for more shooting options. And I've used both. My only annoyance with the app is that I had to look up how to get the videos out of the app. They save within that app, and then you have to go in while the phone is still connected to the gimbal to save those videos to your camera roll. The bright side is that there's an editor right in the app. I tend to do more in-depth editing though, so I always transfer video out of my phone and onto my computer to edit in Final Cut Pro. That being said, that annoyance is far outweighed by the good stuff. I mean, I can even just press the record button on the gimbal rather than touching my phone, which is a big help when I have gloves on. Or even how I can tap this button on the back and it will recenter the position of the phone. It just makes filming easier for me. Simplicity, double check. I really like that I don't have to have another camera to concern myself with and another charging cable. I have that one cable to charge my phone, one cable to charge the Osmo, and that's it. I have fewer things in my bag, and the seamless connection just makes it easier when I'm kind of trudging along on my adventure trying to make my videos. So that's it. I'm really happy with it. And I've been using it every time I've been able to film out in the field. In fact, I'll be using it again this weekend. Keep your eye out for that. There are a few accessories that you can purchase that I have not shown you. You can basically customize your experience with it. There's a connector over here where you can connect a tripod or an extension rod. I've been using a lavalier mic, this one, that plugs into the audio jack on my phone, but I'm looking for something to affix to this connector that I'll be able to use as an alternative. I'll share more videos in the future on whatever it is that I come up with, and probably more videos on some of the cool features that are in the DJI Go app. In the meantime, keep an eye on my channel and on my Facebook page for more adventure. And if you are a SnapChick VIP or Patreon Glacier and Beyond patron, I have a whole behind the scenes video for you from my last freezing cold mountaintop outing with the Osmo Mobile. There's a link in the description below where you can log in to see that video. And even if you aren't a VIP or a patron, you can learn more about supporting my mission and seeing more content like behind the scenes of my adventures at that link as well. Thanks for watching.